Back again. Ooh. Crazy week at work. It's been really hot. Stuff's been breaking. So yeah, this has been nuts. It's working in like 90% humidity and some 100-degree environments. Yeah. That was not fun. So yeah, just gonna have a very long. Took a bit of time off work. I have one day of work next week or so. So trying to get some stuff done around the house. So anyway, um, yeah. So just to show you some of the stuff I've been listening to lately. Probably a lot of these you guys know. Some of them may not. I don't know. This one I picked up at a thrift not too long ago. Le Tigre. So this was Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill, doing a little more poppy stuff. It's a pretty great album. I don't know if I was quite in the mood for it, but I do generally like them. I did pick up a couple of these at the thrift, so it was kind of a nice find. They had like one on LP, and I passed it up, and someone found it. I didn't think anyone actually went through the world music stuff other than me, but yeah, the used bookstore I usually like to go to. It's been picked over pretty well. I guess it's been open for kind of long, I guess, comparatively. But yeah, that place was like picked over. I was like, yeah, they were down about 30-40% of their usual stuff. But yeah, I might go back through their CDs because I'm finding their CDs are really well priced. They're like about $1, and they have a really good selection. So I might start picking up more CDs, kind of make up for that stuff. But I want to check out some of the thrift malls in this area too, because I haven't really explored much since I moved here. Well, anyway, yeah, unfortunately, all the good record stores are like a half hour plus away. So, that's probably a good thing. Because like when I was growing up, I had all the record stores like five minutes away at our Tower Records, and I had some really good used shops and some really good thrifts. And yeah, I was spoiled. But anyway, yeah, I always screw this up. Lady Smith Black. Mambazo. But yeah, anyway, they did. She was featured on, or well, I guess it's not she. It's a band. But it's just. I am really messing this up anyway. But this is their 2008 album. They were featured pretty prominently in Paul Simon's Graceland album, I guess. So they kind of came to fame there. But yeah. If you ever run into any of their stuff, it's probably worth checking out. So just kind of exactly what you think it is. It's, African chant stuff. I believe they were from South Africa. I should read that. Anyway, misinformation. There you go. Of course, you know this one. I just didn't have a physical copy, so yeah, sounds good. Whatever, CD. I used to have a really crispy vinyl version, but I sold it years ago. Now everyone wants it, so because you could pick like 20 years ago, you could pick it up all day long for 50 cents, and now it's like whatever. So I got it on CD now for $1, whatever. I missed having a physical copy. Anyway, moving on. I got to take the shrink off, but it's got Joplin. There we go. So I showed this. Apparently, I share a birthday with this guy. Ragtime, awesome. Really enjoyed this album. There you go. So yeah, I gotta take that shrink off. So yeah, very enjoyable. Picked this up at state sale about a month ago. Finally got around to listening to it. I got quite the backlog from stuff I haven't even listened to when I bought in Japan. Yeah, this one I bought years and years ago. Iggy Pop, blah blah blah. I probably hadn't listened to this in like 20 some years, but it has a really good album actually. I think 20 years ago I wasn't that much into this album, but I know I'm going to be spinning it a lot more. So this features David Bowie and oh god, what's his name? Jones from Sex Pistols. I am not on top of things today, am I? Mick Jones? Is it Mick Jones, I think? I am screwing this up. Steve Jones, there we go. Where did I get Mick Jones from? Yeah, Steve Jones from Sex Pistols. It's I think the Jones tracks are better than the Bowie tracks, but yeah, the Bowie was one of the producers on here. Bowie's and David Richards. So yeah, Bowie's featured kind of heavily on here, and yeah, of course Jones. I think that yeah, like Jones songs, I think were a little bit stronger. So this has "Real Wild Child" on it, which is fairly famous. Yeah, "Cry for Love" is the other one that got a lot of airplay at the time. But yeah, so it's a very Bowie-esque production here. So kind of a return to form of sorts. But yeah, 86. It doesn't suffer too badly from the 80s production, but it kind of, yeah, I don't know. In the 90s, I didn't particularly care for it, but now I actually really like this album. I definitely will be spinning that a lot more. Yeah, so this one, yeah, this is a local band, Blank. They did a lot of all ages shows and stuff when I was like in high school, and I couldn't go to the regular shows. So as soon as I was able to drive, 16 in this area, good see their shows. So Blank, and they have a Blank album. Can't remember. I have a bunch of their singles. I can't remember if they're all Blank. But yeah, it's pretty good emo from the DC area. You're from Annapolis. Yep. Yeah, this is like a really crispy Paul Simon I picked up at Thrift for a couple bucks. You know what? I discovered I didn't like his solo stuff as much as I thought. Like, I really like Graceland a lot. Yeah, I love Kodachrome, which is on here. It's got Slip Sliding Away and yeah, Kodachrome and 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. But I felt like a lot of the other stuff just felt a kind of throwaway. But yeah, I don't know. If I found it at Thrift, I probably would buy some more. And I regretfully, I passed up some Garfunkel solo stuff. Apparently, at least one of them was good. Oops, should have picked that up. Oh, this is a good one. This is the one I wanted for years. I found a sealed copy of the Replicants. I think this is the only one they actually released on record. The CD is actually quite a bit longer, so maybe I should have gotten it on CD. Did not know. So it's missing about 10 tracks off that the CD has, I think. So what this is it's Justin and Brant. Brant kind of filled in for Vern later on, but yeah, for Justin of Unwound, and this is kind of around the Repetition era, so he's getting very experimental. So even though it's classified more as like art rock kind of stuff, but it pretty much is just free jazz. It's really, really good. If you like free jazz, yeah, so you check that out, Replicants. So I'm guessing, yeah, the CD's the better copy to get, but it sounds okay. So this was sealed. I'm still trying to clean it up, but I think it had, it was in storage for a while, and it had kind of like that mildewy surface noise crap. So I'm trying to clean it up better. Might try the oven cleaner or whatever. Not the oven cleaner. The scrubbing bubbles or something. I think I can get a little bit cleaner, but it still has a bit of surface noise I'm trying to get rid of. But really, really good album if you like free jazz kind of stuff. So Replicants. Yeah, so this, and I bought another one, Kill Rock Stars. So these are both like Olympia-based bands. So I ordered this and one of the Kill Rock Stars albums I didn't have, and yeah, we've been having these like storms here lately. So for some reason, I guess it was just because it was so rainy, my door notifications didn't work, and it sat out in torrential downpours overnight, like probably about 12 hours of downpour or so. And yeah, was ready to go to work, and it was like, oh crap, that wasn't supposed to get delivered till today. And then yeah, so you got a little tiny bit of water damage, but I was able to just when I saw that, I just took them out, I took the records out, let everything dry while I was at work, and just put heavy stuff on top. And right now, you can't even really tell it was warped at one point. So, yep. Yeah, this I showed in my garage sale finds video not that long ago. Got the Tower Records thing. So this is an interesting comp. So this is all I thought it was a California-based label, but this is yeah, stuff from all over the states, kind of early '80s punk bands. But the interesting thing on this, it's got like several songs from each artist. It's got, I think I read these before, 10-Minute Warning, which interestingly enough, I did not realize this until I was reading the booklet, the photocopied booklet that came inside. But that features a very young Duff of Guns N' Roses. Here he is. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it was a really, really good comp. I think these normally go for like $50, give or take. So 10-Minute Warning, Final Conflict, Ground Zero, Rejectors, Otto's Chemical Lounge, Boy Elroy, I think the only one I had heard of on that. RF7, Willful Neglect, Red Meat, and Sacred Order. Oh, and No Thanks. Yep. So, excellent comp. We'll be listening to this a lot, I think. That's a really good one. Here's one from my college days. This is my original copy, still in the shrink. Mudhoney. This is $5 Bob's Mock Cooter Stew. I think it's an EP. It's a fairly long EP. It's got a lot of tracks. So this, I think, came out... I think this came out right before My Brother the Cow. So they were going for kind of a more... Yeah, it still sounds like Mudhoney, but they were trying like a slightly new sound, so they went a little more country-esque. And yeah, I wish I'd kept it. They did like a CD single with what's his name? David Gilmour? No, not David Gilmour. Jimmy Dale, Coverdale, Jimmy Dale Gilmour. So yeah, kind of a country rock almost Mudhoney, but not quite because they still very much sound like Mudhoney. So not necessary for everybody, but yeah, I actually really like this album. I hadn't listened to it in a really long time, so I think it's held up pretty well. So definitely got to get some of their reprise and return to Sub Pop stuff because I think I just stopped collecting them around My Brother the Cow. So, but I watched the documentary on I think it was on Hulu maybe. It's on Hulu or Amazon Prime. But yeah, watch it. Came out like a few years ago, but it was a really good documentary on Mudhoney. So highly recommend that. I think it might be called Touch Me Homesick. I can't remember. Something you I don't remember what it is. Touching You. Anyway, you can find it. Just look up Mudhoney. It'll pop out. But it's a really good documentary, and they're talking about. Yeah, the band themselves feel like their newer stuff's even better after. Was it Matt Lutkin that left? I think, or was it Dan? I think it was Matt Lutkin that left. But anyway, yeah. So I definitely gotta check out their newer stuff. Anyway, I'm ranting. This one's getting long. So this one, another one I picked up thrift years ago, like 30 years ago. Gen X is of course Billy Idol. So this is, yeah, if you ever see this, pick it up. I don't think they're like super duper cheap, but they don't go for crazy bucks. Gen X, so kind of early punk, late 70s, so 78, yeah. So this one, I think this was a recommendation years ago from Andrew, but yeah, kind of yeah, funky folk rock. They had an iTunes commercial, I think, where people know them. Or they also were on the Juno soundtrack. But yeah, kind of, yeah, like lo-fi, self-produced stuff. Great, folky, offbeat, folky stuff on the Rough Trade level. This is the repress from a couple years ago. It comes on like a bright red vinyl. It's bright red. But yeah, custom insert. And this release also came with a 7-inch single, which is pretty good. So really solid album, worth a listen. So Moldy Peaches. Might still be able to find some. This one, I can't remember if I showed this or not. But, so Harry Chapin picked it up for like $1, I think. Double live album. So this one, you know, of course, his big one, of course, was Cats in the Cradle. So, yeah, 70s singer-songwriter. Probably not going to be buying a lot of his stuff. This one might be enough for me, actually, but I wouldn't mind getting the album version of Cats in the Cradle. But yeah, it's a fun album. I will be listening to it more. Harry Chapin. And this one, picked up same place. This is, I think, her second album. Emmylou Harris. So yeah, she was. I brought it up before. But yeah, she was quite active in the DC area. I don't think she was born here, but she definitely, like, her career started here. So Emmylou Harris, singer, songwriter, country rock, whatever you want to call it, country. So yeah, here she is rocking the boots. So no, I think her stuff that came out just a little bit later than this was a bit stronger, but it's still a really good album. So yeah, still working on adding to my Emmylou collection. This one was the one that I know Steve Carlson was pushing a lot. So has that kind of, yeah, this 80s alternative, a little bit of a country bent to it, rockabilly. Yeah, rockabilly, you can kind of hear that country influence. The Blasters, that's a really good album if you ever see it. Horrible cover. The cover just disturbs me. Anyway, and then I saw, I pulled this one out because I hadn't listened to it in a while, because I think Vinyl Rich had showed the 12-inch version of this, Death Cult. So, it falls somewhere in the synth rock pantheon. So this is God Zoo. It's got like 2 different mixes of it. It's a very good album if you see it. And apparently Mickey Mouse is dead. Yep. So watch Vinyl Rich's video with that one. So here is another great one. This is in the shrink anyway, so I can't really take it out. But on Norton Records, Real Kids. I still need to get their self-titled album, which is quite good. So a couple, standout tracks on this would be Genie, 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 which was recently covered by Ruler in Japan. And All Kinds of Girls closes this out. That's their most famous track. So it's just hard-hitting power pop. Yeah, Flamin' Groovies, of course, were a big influence on these guys. And I think they were kind of pretty influential with the Ramones, obviously, because they kind of copying that style, eh? So this one is a live album from 76 and 78. And here, this is a comp I picked up in Japan, Francois Hardy. You know her, you love her, great stuff. Yeah Girl, enough said. We've been running kind of long on this one. Yep. This one's excellent if you like free jazz. It's a little shiny copy. It's a jazz composer's orchestra, and I just ripped the stupid these Blake sleeves. Do not buy Blake sleeves. But everything in Japan comes in them. So jazz composer's orchestra. I got Cecil Taylor, Don Cherry, Pharoah Sanders, and many others. Michael Mantler, of course, composing. There's some other standout guys on here, but yeah. Ron Carter's on here. Carla Bley's on here. Charlie Hayden's on here. Yeah, just about anybody you can think of on the pops in here at some point. But yeah, Gatefold, Shiny, double LP. So this, I want to say it's an American pressing, or is this Japanese? It was made in the US. Okay. Yeah, nothing too crazy, black vinyl. But if you see this and you like free jazz, definitely worth a pickup. And this one, in the country rock vein, this is Little Feat's first album. This is a later repress from the 70s. Picked up for a couple bucks. I think they're supposed to go for more. Excellent copy, but yeah, really good album. If you ever see it, Little Feat. And I'll just end on this one. So, yeah, Pussy Galore. So that's John Spencer of John Spencer's Blues Explosion, Juicy Cafrites. And I think there's one other person of note. Neil Haggerty's on here, I believe. Royal Trucks. Yep. Bob Burt. Yeah. Everyone went on to other bands, but yeah, very raw, garagey, post-punk stuff. Kind of, if you like, say, Birthday Party, Nick Cave's earlier stuff, or do you like John Spencer's Blues Explosion? This is just the punkier version. But yeah, I like them. I definitely need to get some more, but you just don't run into this that much in the wild, other than represses. Caroline Records. This is my copy from maybe high school. Anyway, let you guys get on with your weekend. I'm running at 20 minutes. I try not to run longer than that these days. So, sorry for the ranty, ravey stuff. Yeah, it's been a long week, man. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Have a great week, guys. Bye.